Kan.
Hi, I'm Jethro, and this is my OSIP application video. First, starting my leadership qualities and journey. This journey begins from primary school, where I was the assistant head prefect of my primary school. This mostly came with the ability of being a responsible and confident 12-year-old who was able to make realistic decisions. Moving on to my time in secondary school, I had first gone to St. Pat's, of which I was placed in the Exco understudy position for prefectorial board, and later transferred to SGI. My leadership qualities, abilities, and understanding grew stronger. This time, despite the short time in SGI, I was still granted the opportunity to become house captain, which was very different in terms of duties as compared to being a prefect. It required me to be strong-willed to tackle the new challenges that came my way. The mark my team left on SGI was our Singapore record-breaking event, of which 1,687 people, the entire population of SGI, formed the word home on our school field. This was a council event, and I was recruited for the organisation of this. It is evident that I'm a team player and that we were a fantastic and creative team. Hence, I would like to say I'm a responsible, confident, realistic, and strong-willed team player. People often say I'm a gracious, persevering, and determined person. I'm a fencer and a great organizer of team events and activities. In demonstrating my community spirit, I have been involved in overseas and local CIP activities during this time in secondary school. Vietnam was just one of the many projects which I participated in. We had gone to Vietnam to visit an orphanage of which housed the 6th generation children affected by Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Locally, I have even participated in a happiness project where we randomly gave out balloons, hugs, and cards of which had nice messages on them to random people on the streets of Orchard Road. To me, bringing a smile to a person, no matter how big or small the act is always a reward to me. Thank you, and I hope you consider my application.
Hi, my name is Terrence Lim. Personally, I believe that as a leader, we should always be patient with those under us and be willing to listen to them, and I possess both of these leadership qualities. I was chosen to be part of the executive committee of NCC when I was in my secondary school, and I was put in charge of the Sec 2 cadets along with 3 of my other platoon mates. Therefore, I had to teach the cadets how to do drills, and this required patience. Because if I was impatient, then I wouldn't be able to teach the cadets properly. I also listened to the cadets' feedback during debrief at the end of every single training so that I could improve on my training style. And this showed that I was a leader who was willing to listen to those under me. On a side note, I have a special talent which is rifle spinning, and I learned this during my time in NCC. I have also been told that I'm a kind and caring person a couple of times before. And I think this is because I'm a person who is quite aware of my surroundings, as well as a little sensitive, which is why I tend to take note of how people around me feel and act accordingly. Last but not least, I've always believed that we should always give back to the society and help those less fortunate than us, which is why I do CIP regularly when I was in secondary school. I've gone for beach cleaning a couple of times when I was in Sec 1 and 2, and after I was promoted to Sec 3 and 4, I began bringing elderly from the old folks home for walks in the park, as well as having meals with people with mental disorders. Therefore, this is why I think I deserve to be considered for the next program. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jethro, and one of the leadership qualities I have is being open-minded. For example, during project meetings, I will listen to the ideas of my teammates and not immediately ignore their ideas and ask them to follow my idea. I'll ask the opinion of others and ask which idea is most suitable to use. In addition, I'm also a team player whereby when a job is assigned to me, I will try my best to get it done. As for my character, I am kind-hearted and patient. I'll help my friends who have problems trying to understand a concept by teaching them until they can understand. There was also this one instance where I could stay back with my friends to help teach them the concepts tested in the test in the following day. For my talent, I'm able to play the sona, which is a Chinese version of the trumpet. I learned how to play since secondary 2 and continue to play in SPCO. Regarding community spirit, I believe that by continuing to be in SPCO, not only will I be able to improve the way I play, also will help preserve the Chinese culture which is slowly disappearing. In addition, when I was in secondary school, I spent most of my time studying and going for CCA that I did not have much time for CIP. As such, I hope that by joining OSIP, I can contribute more to the people around compared to the contribution people to do in SIP.
Hi, I'm Peh Woon and I'm here to tell you why I should be selected for the OSIP trip. Firstly, I'll start on the leadership qualities. So first and foremost, I'm a very sociable person and I like to make friends and socialize with others. Also, I'm responsible as I'm from NPCC in secondary school. So in NPCC, I was the overall in charge for the secondary 1 and physical training. So this means that I'm responsible to make sure all the Sec 1s are bonded. And before I can actually do so, right, I must first interact and socialize with them before they'll open up to me. Also, because that I'm well liked by my peers, I think that's one of the reasons why my teacher has chosen me to be a student councillor back in secondary school. Also, secondly, I'm also a great team player and I'm a determined person. Now I'll move on to adaptable. Why I'm adaptable to the environment and I'm willing to take hardship. So for example, I used to stay in my grandma's house and my grandma's house has a squat toilet. So every day I have to make use of the squat toilet to take my feces out. So now I move on to strong community spirit. So I enjoy doing voluntary work and I actively participate in some of these volunteer work such as Chingay, Singapore National Game, as well as this Kids Reach program where I get to interact with kids from lower income families and have fun with them. So in SP now, I'm currently an active member in CSCC, that's Community Service and Culture Club, and in the subcom, and I'm also from Leo Club. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Go for this OSIP trip is because I have the passion and I enjoy helping people. And furthermore, right, by going for this OSIP trip, I only need to take this module for only 2 weeks compared to the normal the normal SIP, which I have to take it for like one semester. So I can save time doing what I love. Okay, and for leadership, right, I believe that I'm a responsible person. I take pride and responsibility in my own work, and I am adaptable to changes as well. And one example of it is because is when I went for the OBS course. I was chosen to go for this OBS course in secondary 3. My teachers chose me because they feel that I have the potential to become a leader, and furthermore, they wanted me to go for this OBS trip. So in this trip, right, I learned 2 things. I learned about teamwork and trust, which is the core of becoming a leader. And when I came back, I became the band manager of my band, and they felt that I have the ability to lead and I can mix well with my bandmates. And for good character, right, I am a kind and patient person, and a lot of my teachers say that I am also a very good team player. And deep inside, right, I know that I'm a very honest person as well. And I remember there was one time when I was nagged at for being too kind to my bandmates. And for my special talent, right, I know how to play the saxophone and I can conduct a band. I've been playing the saxophone for about 4 years now and conducting a band for about 3 years now. I have been playing in my school's event like the National Day Parade. I've been playing and I've been conducting in front of the whole school. And for the community spirit, right, as the band manager, I had to conduct a lot of those events, organized events, so I had to learn how to plan, lead, organize and control. And yeah, I plan a lot of CIP, like going for the old folks home and the orphanage. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Terrence Seow and I'm from DBA 01. I'm making this video to express my interest in the Overseas Social Integration Program. So in the following video, I'll be sharing with you a few of my personal experiences. So let's start. In the year 1 Sem 1 of my life in Singapore Polytechnic, I took a module of Janet 1, in which we have to study a certain topic that our group has chosen in groups of 5. it was an excellent opportunity for me to shine as a leader. During Janet 1, I had to be very creative to start the ball rolling on the kind of topics that we want to study. Also, I need to be very patient and have a good listening ear, because 3 of my members are from different countries. They are from Malaysia and China. Because of this, we have a language barrier, and I need to listen to them in order to know what they want to do during the project. And having that knowledge, it helps me to give out appropriate roles and responsibilities for them to do the best they can. And this allowed us to achieve a distinction in the Janet 1. Next, I'll be talking to you about the long holiday after the O-levels. During this, I took up cooking from my mother, and it was a very fun experience. Also, I am very adventurous because I took up CCAs such as scuba diving and rock climbing. During scuba diving, I have a certificate of an open water diver, and rock climbing, I have the level 1 rock climbing cert. And I have a special talent of singing. During my secondary 2 years, my friends and I won a group singing competition. And next, for the strong community spirit, in the holidays after the O-level, me and my group of friends went to Winning Hearts, 100% volunteer-run community, and we helped cook about 3,000 meals for the needy. And this is where I would like to end my
journey, and I'm here to convince you on why I believe that I deserve a spot in this OSIP trip. So firstly, I believe that my 2 most important leadership traits are critical thinking and as well as my ability to socialize with people. So why do I think that critical thinking is a good trait to have? This is so as a leader must be someone who is able to think on the fly, as well as someone who is able to come up with unique as well as creative solutions to problems that are otherwise unsolvable. And therefore, I believe that I'm sufficiently well trained enough in critical thinking. Also, why do I believe that the ability to socialize is something important? This so as a good leader is also a leader who's able to be a servant as well, someone who is able to inspire as well as to understand his subordinates in order to be able to complete the task properly. And I feel that my ability to socialize with people is something important that a leader must have. As an SP ambassador, I'm trained to be on my best behavior as well as to present myself the best way I can, and therefore I feel that I am someone who's of good character as well as someone who's able to represent SP in this overseas trip, and I feel that therefore I am someone who deserves to be on this trip. Also, I've been trained to organize and facilitate some charitable events, and as for example in secondary 3, I helped my school organize a neighborhood-wide food donation drive where we actually help collect and distribute food to beneficiaries. And also, I've been selected for numerous camps as well as workshops, and therefore I feel that I'm suitably trained for this event. Thank you.